Behind one of the most successful multimedia franchises in modern Korean entertainment stands a writer who prefers shadows to spotlights. Known only by their pen name, Chugong, meaning clear autumn sky in Korean, this enigmatic author transformed a simple web novel into a global phenomenon that reshaped the landscape of webtoons, anime, and digital storytelling. With Solo Leveling amassing over 14.3 billion combined views and spawning adaptations across anime, games, and live action, Chugong's journey from obscure web novelist to cultural icon offers profound lessons for aspiring creators. This is the Chugong Creative Mastermind Playbook. The Korean web novel industry in 2016 was experiencing explosive growth. Platforms like Kakao Page and Naver series had revolutionized digital publishing with their wait-for-free model, allowing readers to access episodes for free after waiting specific intervals. This democratization of publishing meant that talented writers could bypass traditional gatekeepers and connect directly with audiences. The fantasy and action genres were particularly popular, with dungeon-crawling narratives inspired by gaming culture resonating strongly with Korea's tech-savvy readership. In early 2016, Chugong began officially serializing on Kakao Page. The premise was deceptively simple. In a world where monsters emerge into our world from mysterious gates, Sung Jin-woo, the weakest E-rank hunter in existence, gains a unique ability to level up like a video game character after a near-death experience in a deadly double dungeon. Solo Leveling's original web novel run concluded in 2017 with 270 chapters across 14 volumes. The story's satisfying arc took readers from Jin-woo's humiliating weakness through his transformation into the world's most powerful hunter. What set Solo Leveling apart wasn't just its power fantasy elements, but its emotional core. The novel's popularity on Kakao Page was unprecedented. The pivotal moment came in 2018 when Red Eye Studios announced a Webtoon adaptation. This is the popular vertical strolling comic book format popular in Asia. Illustrated by Jang Sung-rak, known professionally as Dubu, the manhwa elevated Solo Leveling to another stratosphere. Dubu's dynamic artwork transformed Chugong's prose into visual spectacle. The action sequences, character designs, and atmospheric dungeon scenes became legendary among Webtoon readers. Solo Leveling went to the next level with its anime adaptation, announced at Anime Expo 2022 and premiering in January 2024, produced by the prestigious A1 Pictures studio. The anime's success, becoming one of the most watched series of 2024 and won Anime of the Year at the 2025 Crunchyroll Anime Awards, solidified Solo Leveling's place in pop culture. Despite his massive success, Chugong remains remarkably humble and self-deprecating about their creative process. Chugong values characters who emerge fully formed from their motivations rather than those that must consciously puppet through each scene. This organic approach to characterization explains why Solo Leveling's supporting cast feels so authentic. Each hunter operates according to consistent internal principles. Regarding world building, Chugong demonstrates meticulous attention to power scaling and internal consistency. When fans question character abilities or fight outcomes, they provide detailed explanations based on the underlying system they've created. Chugong's creative influences appear rooted in Korean gaming culture and fantasy literature. The system that appears to Jin-woo mirrors Korean MMORPGs and mobile games popular in the mid-2010s. The necromancer class that becomes central to Jin-woo's identity draws from gaming archetypes while adding unique twists. Notably, Chugong maintains clear boundaries between their work and their personal identity. They have no confirmed photographs, maintains no public social media presence, and conducts interviews primarily through text-based Q&As rather than appearing on camera. This is a typical trait among Japanese mangaka, but in this case, Chugong is so secretive, even I can't officially verify their gender. Before diving into Chugong's creative philosophy, it's essential to understand the ecosystem that made his success possible. One that represents a fundamental shift in how stories are created, distributed, and consumed in the digital age. By the early 2000s, South Korea had achieved near universal smartphone penetration and some of the world's fastest internet speeds. This created ideal conditions for mobile-first content. In 2003, Dom Webtoon launched, pioneering the Korean webtoon market, followed by Naver Webtoon in 2004. Initially, these platforms offered free content supported by advertising revenue. The actual breakthrough came in 2014 when Kakao Page introduced a revolutionary wait or pay system. Readers could access new episodes immediately by paying or wait a designated period, typically 24 hours, to read for free. This freemium model proved enormously successful, generating billions of won in revenue while maintaining accessibility. The format's mobile optimization, vertical scrolling panels designed for one-handed reading on smartphones, perfectly matched how young Koreans consume content during commutes and breaks. Webtoon readership skews heavily toward younger demographics, with 75% being Gen Z and millennials, of which around 60% are female. This business model created unprecedented opportunities for creators. Webtoon paid out over $27 million to English language creators between 2020 and 2022, with revenue streams including subscription fees, advertising, merchandising, and most lucratively, adaptation rights for television, film, anime, and games. In South Korea's modern publishing ecosystem, digital-first content now often eclipses traditional print in both reach and cultural impact. Webtoons accounted for 76% of the total digital comics revenue in 2021. On the other hand, web novels, purely text-based serialized fiction, have a significantly lower barrier to entry for creators. Writers need only a computer and a compelling story, making the format more accessible for solo creators. Webtoons require visual art skills or collaborative partnerships with artists, creating higher production barriers but potentially greater immediate impact. The visual format tends to gain traction faster and attracts adaptation interest more readily. Many successful web novels, including Solo Leveling, follow a common trajectory. Build an audience in text form, then receive a Webtoon adaptation that exponentially expands reach. The Webtoon revolution represents more than just a new distribution channel. It's a fundamental reimagining of how sequential art can be created, consumed, and monetized in the smartphone era. For creators like Chugong, these platforms provided the infrastructure to bypass traditional gatekeepers and build direct relationships with millions of readers worldwide. From his journey and creative philosophy, here are some powerful lessons for aspiring writers and creators and part of the Chugong Creative Mastermind Playbook. Tip 1. Create characters with clear internal logic and let them drive the story. Chugong's greatest praise for his own work centers on characters like Kang Tae-shik, who come alive and move on their own. Rather than plotting every character action, invest time in establishing each character's motivations, values, fears, and desires. Once these internal frameworks are solid, characters will make consistent choices that feel authentic rather than contrived. Tip 2. Build robust systems before you build your story. Solo Leveling's success stems partly from its internally consistent power system. Chugong clearly established the rules of their world, how gates work, how hunters rank, what leveling means, before building the narrative. This foundation allowed them to create satisfying progression that never felt arbitrary. Remember, readers will forgive many things, but not inconsistent world building. Tip 3. Maintain the humility to let collaborators excel in their domain. Chugong's hands-off approach to the Webtoon adaptation, trusting Dubu's artistic vision rather than micromanaging, allowed the manhwa to exceed the novel in certain respects. Many creators struggle to release control, but recognizing that different mediums require different expertise can elevate your work. Chugong's journey from obscure web novelist to creator of a global franchise demonstrates that success in modern storytelling requires both exceptional craft and strategic platform use. Their commitment to character-driven narratives, systematic world-building, and collaborative humility offers a blueprint for creators navigating the digital content landscape. As Solo Leveling continues expanding cross-media formats, Chugong remains true to their chosen identity. A writer prefers to speak through stories rather than spectacle, letting the work itself level up rather than the person behind it. If you like this video on the creator of Solo Leveling, please like and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel for more Creative Mastermind Playbooks. And I hope after watching this you've learned a few ideas to level up your own creations today.